On the line, Christopher Hitchens, who has been a guest at this table many times, about a piece in Vanity Fair that actually the headline on this piece is Top Dowd. Maureen Dowd's sharp pen sparked a revolution at the New York Times. Will she keep her controversial edge as she enters the stuffy sanctum of the paper's op-ed page by Christopher Hitchens? And there is a picture of Maureen Dowd, and I must ask Mr. Hitchens, why?
Why the picture? Good morning, Brian.
No, why the article?
I can't see you, you see, so I don't know.
You're in better shape this morning.
It's a great picture, don't you think, by the way?
I'll let you decide that.
Right.
Where's that picture taken?
Don't know. Don't know when it was taken. I know that she didn't want to be photographed. She's very shy.
Does she look like that?
It was a struggle to get her to be Kodak'd. Why the article, you ask? If I started to ask myself questions like that of a Monday morning, I don't know how my career would go. But, well, we're interested in the media, and we are interested in, obviously, controversy about it. And it seemed to us that the occasion of Maureen becoming one of the Times' permanent commentators was a good one for a profile.
Do you know her?
Not enough to be what's called conflict of interest, but I've met her, and I describe in the piece I used to occasionally have lunches with her and her friends, sort of contemporaries, Jane Mayer and Alessandra Stanley.
And what is so unusual about Maureen Dowd that she would deserve a piece?
Well, I mean, that someone of her age, she's really quite young, should have inaugurated such well, I'm sorry to quote the heading again. I am, in fact, trying to think of a synonym for revolution. But a change in the way that the Times allows its writers to write, if you will. In other words, people started to notice the byline. And it would not be a New York Times report so much as it would be a take by this particular author. People began to notice that there was a distinctive voice being employed, that it was, on the whole, disrespectful without ever being inaccurate. And thus it was an implicit challenge to the rules of pseudo-objectivity that have governed a lot of reportage, and in fact have set the tone for reportage in the post-war period.
I think of her as a Rosalind Russell character, says a friend, tough and independent and sometimes even a bit lonely.
Yes. I mean, well, that's the bit. I mean, there are two halves to my piece. One is about journalism as it's practiced now, and Maureen as an exemplar of it, and the other is about her as a person. And obviously, I called as many friends of hers as I could find to ask their opinion of her. Well,
there's another. I assume you've seen your piece, but there's another. Not a headline, but a paragraph withdrawn. It says her attachment to ball gowns and glory days extravagance is well known. This is my Sharon Stone look, she once announced.
So she did.
She announced that to you?
No, that was in fact to a senior diplomat in Washington told me that story.
But for those people that read the New York Times and have seen the syndicated column of, oh, help me, Anna
Quindlen.
Anna Quindlen, for this. She's gone, she left, she stopped writing, she wants to go back writing novels. What will they get from Maureen Dowd if they, as a replacement?
Well, what I'm hoping that they get, and what I'm urging Maureen not to overlook, is the possibility that there would be a columnist who was sort of regularly contemptuous of the sorts of people who go into politics in this country and the reasons for which they do it. I say somewhere in the piece that she once said, when accused of being unfair, which a lot of people have accused her of being, they've accused her of being judgmental, not being objective, not being even-handed, and so forth. When she writes about candidates for the presidency, her favorite target being Mr. Bush, but also Mr. Clinton. Her reply was, well, look, both of these guys have said, in effect, that they will do anything to get the top job. So it seems that they need someone writing about them, with a fairly sharp eye and a fairly well sharpened quill. And that's what I hope. That's what I hope we get from her column is the continuous reminder that these people, are motivated by other things than the national interest, let's say.
There's the cover of Vanity Fair, and inside is Christopher Hitchens' piece on Maureen Dowd. Mr. Hitchens, thank you for joining us.
Anytime, Brian.
Have a nice day.